Okay, let's talk about travel today. I remember when I was about 12, um, my one of my friends of my dad took us on a road trip to his hometown, which is in Shandong province. It's a province in northern than it's more province than my hometown, so it was kind of colder. And it was about 24 to 36 hours, longest road trip I ever took, and in my life even till now. And never took a road trip anymore again for that long. But anyway, after we got there, it was such a nice experience. We stayed in my best friend's house. I became friends with his daughter and his wife and his parents, which is age of like they're in age of like 80s. They really have a really good uh, elder life. Uh, um, that taught me one thing. One, for my life, treat your friends from afar well. And the second is I do love traveling. So after I graduated from college, I started doing more traveling. I also went to other cities in my high school when I was a rollerblade athlete as well. Um, what I learned from traveling back then was you get inspirations every time I go to a different place and talk to a lot of different people, which is like some of the people, they have totally different lifestyle than me. I mean, me personally, I was struggling when I was a kid. I mean, like, to me, like treating a friend from afar, which is basically paying for all their expenses and their for leisuring, touristing around my hometown was kind of a big deal for me, because I was in high school or college. I was like, I don't have a lot of money. But I would say it was a good habit good tradition to pick up from my dad that I always treat my visitors from other than my hometown well when they came to my hometown. And After I started travel, after I graduated from college, I realized the part that I really appreciate with me traveling to other places and other my friends came to my hometown to travel was that you can see this light in their eyes when they travel. When you and them travel, is this strong contingency and curiosity for an adventure. Well, personally, for my adventure, and some of my friends who came to my hometown to travel, and the pattern for me is this level of contingency inspire you uh, uh, to have new ideas, inspirational ideas. There's a Chinese idiom called uh, uh, either your mind or your feet should be on the road. What it means is you either should be reading when you have time. You either should be reading or you should be traveling. I would say to me it's an implication that both reading, which is a good habit, and traveling brings you new knowledge and inspiration. So, because lots of people, lots of some of my friends, they always tell me they want to travel, but it's just they say we're going to plan for it. But I would say what they're really seeking is not traveling, is vacation. So, nice hotel, people surrounding you, and present you a nice experience. But to me, what travel really means is you're gonna find the entertainment. Like, you're gonna find a way to entertain yourself, and it's gonna influence your whole life as well. It's like, if you know how to entertain yourself every single day, your life is gonna be happy. It's gonna bring up your longevity as well. You're gonna be healthier as well. So, and like, personally for me, when you do travel, you do focus on the future, the uncertainty of the future. Like, I mean, there was a certain time when I was travel, I was like, okay, I don't even know where am I gonna sleep tonight yet. I don't even know about that. But I'm not saying you shouldn't plan for your travel, but you do need to plan even do a forecast to see if this plan is doable to you. Don't go to somewhere like spread out with cannibalism, that's for sure. But as long as you're around reasonable person, you don't have to know them, but as long as you're around reasonable person, you'll definitely survive. It's not like thousands of years ago. You could definitely survive, even if you don't out of nowhere. If you end up out of nowhere, you're probably gonna end up dead. It's falling in the river, and nobody ever finds you. That's how you're gonna die. But as long as you're around people, you'll be fine. So, and some people also have excuses. Some of my friends will be like, "Oh, we should plan for it. We're gonna sort out everything we have." But you got a life, man. Your life is not gonna stop. And personally, from like when I realized I'm gonna start to travel, I actually actively like, because when you're in your comfort zone, for example, if you live in your hometown, it exactly happened to me when I was out of my hometown. You're in a comfort zone. Everything surrounds you is working for you. Like everything is so convenient within your reach, and then you get comfortable. Okay, I'm gonna plan for it. It will be like, or I'm gonna sort this out. But nothing's ever gonna sort out. Your life goes on. If you keep your life pattern the same way, you're not gonna change at all. Like this lack of inspiration is gonna turn your life. It's not gonna turn your life around. You're gonna stuck in the same pattern of your life, which is how most people in the world are. And but once you want to take the step forward, even once or twice, maybe you can start from small. Like I personally, I watch. There's a website called TED.com, TED.com, which is they bring these inspirational scholars, business leaders, political leaders, to present a less than 15-minute presentation, and that is very concentrated information, because those people spend 5, 10, 20 years excel in what they're doing, and they're presenting it in 15 minutes for you, and that is pure knowledge. Like I about 4 to 6 years ago, I just watched 2 of those videos, and it literally gives me instant inspiration and changed my life in a way for now. And so, I'm sorry, what were we saying about inspiration and TED Talk? And yeah, I'm a slow reminder person. And yeah, we're talking about inspiration, TED Talk. And, yeah, and I used to live in east side of China, and I do meet inspirational friends, but back then I would say I was poisoned, not poisoned, but like misled by Western movies, that I thought everybody in USA was inspirational, being positive all the time, and people in my hometown, which was it's not the biggest city in the round, but it was pretty well founded, and people work hard. But for me, it's constantly they're showing this lack of how do you say this? Lack of purpose. Like if you ask 10 average Chinese in China, what do you work for? I would say 9 out of 10, or 10 out of 10, they would answer money, which I believe it's the similar case for people outside of China. But there's nothing to be blamed about that. But because I used to fall for that as well after I graduated from high school, but technicals, not even technical school. When I was in middle school, my family was not very rich or anything, so we kind of struggled when I was a kid. And I was after I graduated from, I was 8th grade, and I was like, okay, I gotta find a way to support my family, make some money. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to technical school. But my dad did bring me some hints to okay, so you gotta go to high school and everything. But I was like, I don't get it, I just didn't understand, so I'm not gonna go for it. And I went to technical school, and then I just started making some money after we started internship. I did realize it's what I was doing was I try to make money with my time, but what we really need to do is with your knowledge, because knowledge is gonna make your time worth more. So I went back to college and finished my college, and I started from there. I gained a lot of inspirations, and thanks to my dad, helped me when I was in college as well. I do really appreciate that. And so after graduating from college, it just keep getting this inspiration, and I keep getting At some point, I thought I was addicted to this state of traveling, but what I found out was I was attracted to this state of constant insecurity, and curiosity is the most important. Because, like I repeated before, when you get comfortable, for example, when you live in the city for a long time, when you're surrounded by people who you're comfortable with, most of the time, not for like top notch. You know, if the president, they have like comfortable people working for him. You know, he's comfortable. He should be comfortable. You know, like, but like what I'm talking about is you really need to expose yourself into a not so comfortable situation, because the second you start to feel like, what the heck, or what is this, or how is this gonna work, is the second you start to learn new things. And that for me is the number one thing I love travel. Like the number one thing I learned is this state of curiosity that brings you up to ask questions, because now, like, you know, everything is digital, and even in China you live on your app, you know, like well, I would say, yeah, we still read, but most people just start browsing like on our social apps, like on Facebook as well. So it's really important, like you need a new way to learn stuff. So, so, yes, I'm tired, but definitely plan out travel, but don't stress it out. Like if you plan to do it for 3 months, 3 months ago, and you're doing it now, good. If you plan to do it like 1 year ago, still not doing it, figure out a way, other ways you want, because you will not do that. You're gonna stuck in your life, or you can just read a book, you know, or read a TED, or watch a new TED, because like I believe that TED has been going on for like over 17 years, or it's like 10 years, and they got like millions of videos, and just I would just usually go up there and pick up whichever I'm interested in, and watch it, because it's just literally takes 15 minutes of my life, and you get the experience of a lifetime, you know. Have a good night.